What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the lab with another quest build. I have an exclusive blueprint to one of my favorite hatches that I have ever cooked up on 2K thus far. If you've peeped the channel, you've seen the Sparrow highlight reel that I just most recently dropped. And this is the blueprint to that hatch. This thing is an absolute blue chip prospect that would have gone straight to the pros from high school if applicable. This thing is an oversized 2-guard that has no weaknesses in its game, can completely dominate smaller peanut snack food, and has that chip on his shoulder with the RBC name. It's going to be disrespected off rip on God's Square left side curtains. This monster has shades of Jimmy Butler, Kobe Bryant, and young Tracy McGrady. This Scrappy 2-guard. Those of you looking for a bigger, rare name 2-guard to dominate your opponents that can kind of do a little bit of everything, this might be the hatch for y'all. I ain't gonna hold you, it is super fun to cook dudes on a rare name such as a Scrappy 2-guard because they're thinking, what can you even do on the wood? So when you drop a 30 burger double, this ain't no in and out. So let's jump right in. We're gonna make this a shooting guard because we do want to be Scrappy 2-guard. We're gonna be 6'9", 226 pounds with a max 7'7" wingspan. And you know we're going body shape build because we want to look menacing on the wood. We don't want to be a string bean peanut celery stick out there. So follow along to a T to get this name and then tinker at your own discretion in your builder. This thing is an absolute monstrosity, so tinker to your own play style. But some of the specs on this build are going to be absolutely bananas. And again, one of the rarest names in the game. You're going to be disrespected off rip. They do not know what's under the hood. We're going to get our close shot to a 67. A lot of these are going to be badge threshes. We're going to get our driving layup to a 74. And we're going to get our driving dunk to an 87. Then get our standing dunk to a 68. And then we're going to get our post control to an 84. That's going to be the kicker on this build. It's going to be a badge dress. It's going to give us 21 finishing badges. This thing can absolutely take flight, get contact dunks off rip. Has a beautiful post game with an array of different weapons. That Hall of Fame postman technician with gold back down and gold drop stepper is going to be able to dominate smaller guards, and this thing's going to absolutely eat them inside. I personally get moved to the small forward position a lot, being 6'9", when you do play with smaller guards on your squad. But even then, you're going to be bigger than a lot of your opponents. Sometimes we see 4s and 5s at 6'9", but 21 finishing badges, you're going to be finishing amongst the trees and dominating when you do attack the rim. But shooting wise, we're going to get our mid-range to a 76. It's going to be a badge dress, and we're going to get our 3-ball to a 78. We don't want to go higher than into the 80s because that might change the name. But if you do know your jump shot, you're going to be able to hit that midi and 3-ball just fine. You got to know your timing. Walk over to Chris Brickley's, grind, put the hours in to learn your jumper. And so you're going to be a weapon. You're going to be able to space the floor. You don't need high 80s, 90s jumper on this game to be effective. But then we're also going to get our free throw to an 85. So this thing is a weapon when you go to the line in late game situations or when you are attacking the rim. You know, people are going to try to foul you because they can't stop you, and you're going to go and punish them at the line. This is a free throw specialist. 18 shooting badges, nice mid-range, nice 3-ball. You have good off-ball ability at 6'9", can play the 2 or 3, and it's just going to be a 3-level option for any squad. And then playmaking, also serviceable. We're going to get our pass accuracy to a 78. Then we're going to get our ball handle to a 77. Then we're going to max out our speed with ball to a 73. That's going to give us 18 playmaking badges. Nothing out of the ordinary here. You're going to be completely serviceable, making every pass. You're going to be able to handle the pill without getting plucked. And at 6'9", you do have that bigger, nice, girthy frame. It's going to be harder to pluck you when bringing the ball down the court. And then the speed with ball at 73 is going to be nice. You know, that doesn't necessarily trigger all the time, but you aren't going to feel slow when you do have the ball in your hands. And 18 playmaking badges is going to be nice complementary piece on the wing. And then defensively, we're going to get our interior defense to a 58. We're going to get our perimeter defense to a 78. We're going to keep our stealies at a 43, but we are going to get our block to a 75. We're not going to be spamming off-ball steals, but we do want those gold chase downs, so when we do get beat off the dribble, we can come weak side, beat the trash out of the ball off the glass. And then we're going to max out our defense rebound to a 99 and then get our offense rebound to a 76. That's going to give us 21 defensive badges. The defensive rebounding on this build is going to separate this blueprint from a lot of other type of builds that you might see in this tree. We want to help out on the glass, and at 6'9", you can help out on both ends, offensive rebound, defensive rebound. and really be another option defensively for your squad that can lock up 1 through 4. You know, if you do get caught in the interior, you do have a decent enough block to be able to hold your own and make a splash play. And you're just going to be well-rounded like Jimmy Butler on the defensive end. But then physically, we're going to get our speed to a 72. We're going to max out our acceleration, max out our strength to an 86, get our vertical to a 75, and then put the rest on stamina to an 85 as well. Giving this build a once-over, 21 finishing, 18 shooting, 18 playmaking, and 21 defensive badges. This is a jack-of-all-trades, well-rounded, symmetrical type blue-chip prospect. It's almost like one of those phenom type high school players that just didn't have the grades to pass their SATs, got caught, got in trouble, had to go the JUCO route. But this thing is an absolute monster. The streets are going to know whispers of what this build can do. You see Scrappy 2-guard on the wood, and you maybe think he can be a little athletic, but he can't really shoot. Can he handle the pill? Defensively, maybe he's got that dog in him, but like, what can he do? Well, this build can basically do a little bit of everything. I think some of the key things that stand out is the post game on this build, the defensive rebound, and then the gold brick wall strength. This thing is not going to be pushed around. It is made from the streets. This is a lost boy from Las Vegas Boulevard getting into trouble, but it was never about the stick work on the wood. This is all between the ears. So those of you who jump on a blueprint like this need to have some stick work. There is a skill gap this year, so when you run on one of these rare builds, you're going to have to be able to put it all together. But this thing can do some really freaky stuff, specifically athletically, defensively, and really attacking the cup. We're going on a takeover. You get slashing take, perimeter D, glass cleaning, and post. I'm running advanced post moves and then advanced gathers on my Scrappy 2-guard because I really like that midi post, taking advantage of smaller guards when they do get matched up on this build. And you're going to end up with one of my favorite builds I've ever cooked up, the Scrappy 2-guard. This Sin Sparrow blueprint is a monster. If you don't believe me, check the highlight reel that I posted on the channel. This thing can do everything, can score at all 3 levels, attack the paint, handle the pill, make plays. Defensively, it's an absolute juggernaut, can guard 1 through 4. This thing is crazy, and again, Scrappy 2-guard having one of these super RBC rare names is going to make you play with that chip on your shoulder. You're not just an inside-out scorer, but you can do everything that the meta builds and the meta cheese do on 2K, but it is so satisfying dominating those meta cheesers with a Scrappy 2-guard. What do you guys think of this build? Do you have the plums to invest in an RBC like this, closing out 2K23? Is it worth investing your hard-earned VC into, or what would you change about this build? Have you seen the highlight reel? Let me know in the comments. You know what time it is. Sin Sparrow.